Don't watch that. Watch this.
Well, what do you mean by this? Oh, well, this is my channel. Welcome to it. And if you guys do really enjoy it, you can go in, you can click the share button. That really, really helps the algorithm. Go to Twitter, Facebook, Blogger. I don't even know what the crap that is. Reddit, all the stuff. So if you do love that, we also have a join button. You go in, you click the little join button. $4.99 a month. You get all the cool, awesome emojis. Now, enjoy the video. Marvel fans are not very nice to Elizabeth Olsen. Well, gee, they're not very nice to me. They're not very nice to anybody who isn't completely obsessed positively with Captain Loving Energies herself.
I don't have negative energies. I have loving energy.
You know, that chick. They're just a fun bunch. You know, those little Marvel, probably marketing accounts. I'm going to bet that they're marketing accounts. What happened a couple of days ago? They had the Marvel is Over party right before the whole... That's what this is in relation to. This is in relation to him. And I'm sorry I'm in your way. They're going to yell at me about this now. They're going to be, you're an ist because you didn't put Chadwick Boseman in front. Sorry, that's just the way my thing is laid out. It's nothing personal. These marketing accounts get on these little hashtags and they just start tweeting about it. And this usually K-pop accounts too. It's usually those, because how many of those accounts are just marketing bot accounts? A lot of the time it's just bots. So Marvel fans force Elizabeth Olsen off of social media. Now we know her as Scarlet Witch, or the Olsen twin who's not a twin. That's who she is. She's related to those two. Feige's toxic Marvel zombie fan base is at it again. Oh yeah, those are the ones. I've had videos about how they've appreciated my opinions on things like Captain Marvel, for example, and they're not very. Let's just say they're not very nice. Yeah, they kind of make me not really want to talk about Marvel stuff so much sometimes. So I can understand it, but at the same time, I kind of know that they're really marketing accounts. They're really designed and programmed to kind of go after anybody who says anything negative about Marvel in general, or the people who portray, like anybody who has a criticism, anybody who could hurt the bottom line, who could hurt their scores on Rotten Tomatoes, any influencer. So, you know, how many millions of followers did she have? Probably a lot. Probably quite a few. The fan base is at it again, as this time they have apparently forced Elizabeth Olsen off of social media, which has to do with the untimely death of Black Panther actor Chadwick Boseman. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing with a lot of this. People will handle people's passing differently. People will handle people's passing with fun memories of the person. Sometimes they'll cry, sometimes they'll have no impact at all until an extremely inappropriate time. And they might have an extremely inappropriate reaction, like laughing for all you know. People deal with grief in different ways. So the fact that the people on the marketing accounts chose to go after her for not tweeting. And that's what this is. She didn't tweet it fast enough. She didn't say anything fast enough to say her condolences, to say anything. Well, it's unclear what exactly happened. Elizabeth Olsen didn't post a comment or response fast enough about Chadwick Boseman's death to Feige's Marvel zombie fans' liking. Yeah, and that's pretty typical. That's pretty darn typical. Olsen's Instagram now says, sorry, this page isn't available. And you hear this all the time. You always get these they're always kind of like the Raylo fans when they're real people, or the people who follow a lot of the marketing accounts, a lot of the bot accounts. And I did a little bit of this talking about the John Boyega stuff. Following the death of Chadwick Boseman on Friday, those same types of fans, those same types of toxic fans, which they also, like, they pretty much say that about anybody who's critical of anything. And they just lump everybody in together. Like, if I have a legit criticism about a film, about a story or production value or something like that, then they come in and they call you an ist or a phobe or toxic or any of these things. Forgetting that there's people who actually go out of their way to contact actors and get upset with them over things. Forgetting that, you have those type of fans. And those are usually the younger fans. Those are usually this little demographic of like 14-year-old women, girls, to about 34-year-old girls. And they get super obsessed with these things. So much to the point where, that you should not be allowed on social media if you're that obsessed with these things. Like, if you're so obsessed with it that you go and hunt down people's videos that might be critical of it years later, for example, like they do with my channel, then maybe those people aren't quite stable enough to be even on social media. They're also quick to worry about the state of Black Panther 2 while the actor had just passed away a few hours earlier. All right, what else were they saying? Twitter's outraged over Black Panther 2's concern. Oh, yeah, Twitter's outraged over Black Panther 2's concerns. Jester said $2 super chat. Thank you so much. The MShiU. Hashtag MShiU. Well, it is now. And thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Following his untimely... Now, I didn't really want to do a whole video on this, but I do want to stress that, especially if you have a history of this in your family, there is no reason not to get tested if you have the ability to. It's not that bad from what I've heard from what people have had it, and he was a bit on the young side to be going through this. We all know that he passed from colon cancer. It was very early, very untimely. And if that's something that can come out of this where people are a little bit more aware of that, then I think that's the best you can hope for right now. But no, this just shows the really seedy side of a lot of this. This just shows the seedy side of online interactions, I think. Some fans have been wondering what will happen to Black Panther 2, which sees Twitter respond with outrage, and rightfully so. Feige's MCU zombie audience. I like how he puts this. This writer took to Twitter to wonder about Black Panther 2, with some suggesting that Letitia Wright's Shuri should replace Chadwick Boseman in the sequel, which has actually been rumored to eventually happen with Feige's woke phase 4 approach and beyond. Oh yeah, the whole MCU stuff. I can see that happening, and I think that they're just going to wait until there's an appropriate amount of time. Unlike the people who were taken to social media, that's like before they even made arrangements for this poor man. They're already taking to social media to speculate over all and this is why I at least wanted to wait a few days before making a video. But there's so much related stuff in this. Like that's probably why she didn't want to just jump on it. You don't want to seem insensitive right away. You don't want to say the wrong thing right away, and that still isn't good enough for some people. That still isn't good enough for, especially if you knew the person, especially if you worked with the person, if you've met them, you might have a different reaction to a random audience member who's only seen the movies once or twice, right? Who's only seen them for their work, and you can say, yes, it's very, very sad, and you can understand that, but you don't know them personally. Maybe she has more of a personal connection. Maybe she has no connection and doesn't want to say the wrong thing. Yeah, somebody just passed. F you, somebody just passed. Your first thought shouldn't be, I hope they filmed Black Panther 2. States the tweet, which has over 82,000 likes and only over 16,000 retweets. Least be considerate that Chadwick was an actual person, so much more than his character. So asking about Black Panther 2, the future of Marvel right now, is disrespectful on so many levels with a tweet of over 23,000. And there you go. See, we just there's not a good way to handle this, but everybody's going to handle things in their own way, I think, and everybody is going to have their own amount of time that they need to deal with something like this. And of course it's sad, of course it's tragic, but I think people really need to be a little more considerate of other people on this one. What are you guys saying in chat? Donnie Pearson. We lost another person associated with Marvel as well. Norm Spencer, who voiced Cyclops in the 1992 animated series of X-Men. Yes, we did. Yeah, I heard about that one too. Tim Kierman says, Twitter, a verification program is closed and being reworked. Also Twitter, hands out check marks to whoever gets famous enough, right? KL says, Twitter doesn't even follow its own terms of service. Oh, yeah. And that's the other thing. It's like, they that's why I say these are marketing accounts, because as quick as they get on these people, especially on Elizabeth Olsen, anytime somebody, or the Marvel is Over party from a few days ago. Let me see if I can pull that up. I don't know if I can even. But they had the Marvel is Over party. a couple of days ago, and it was just loaded with like K-pop bots. They were just loaded with marketing accounts. Yeah, what's happening? Marvel's over party. This is probably a bot account, isn't it? Isn't it? It might be. Saw Tenant, yeah, marketing account. People who say they saw a movie in their Twitter handle are just there to market the movie, in my opinion. I don't even think they're real people. Marvel's over party. Marvel's over party. Where'd the K-pop ones go? Maybe they weren't high enough. I'm on top priority. And they just tweet out random stuff. This is a Korra bot account or marketing account. Can someone please tell me why Marvel's over? Well, because the hashtag trended. Because the hashtag probably started trending because of the Batman here. And then they just started going off and retweeting it. So that's why I don't even take a lot of those accounts seriously. Because they don't even feel like real people. I mean, if you don't have at least your photo, at least your own photo, or, you know, if you're just tweeting randomly about every single hashtag and trend with no context, obviously they're probably going to have some sort of marketing account, marketing people on these people who say negative things, because they happen to me all the time. All right, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm going back to my live chat. Don't you guys go anywhere.